nuts to be in there with a guy who's been doing this so long and kind of change the sport and influence so many people. To be able to do that with him in the ring and then have him show that appreciation after, it was amazing. The whole thing felt like magic.
How did it feel to be like kind of this? Battle Royals are kind of your repertoire now, it seems.
Yeah.
Do you kind of like doing them? And has it?
Yeah, I mean, they're interesting. This one's a little different than some of the other ones. You know, I feel a lot of times I've come very close. I've been there right at the end, and then it doesn't always work out, which is a bummer. But it felt cool tonight in front of the full crowd after so long. For this to be the night felt really cool.
During that match, you kind of saw how you had this realization that you're in the ring with Christian, that like you're the only two. So like, what was going on in your mind during that moment?
Yeah, that was wild for me. You know, at first you got to worry about guys coming left and right and all these people, and there's so many different people you have to think about. And then I've been the last two a couple times, and each time that's the guy. You realize this is the guy I got to beat. This time, for it to be a legend like Christian and someone with so much experience, you know, that felt like a really tall task, but I was able to do it.
What is it like to have that confidence, the company behind you?
Yeah.
That they have the trust in you to have these big moments.
Yeah, it's something I've been waiting for, but it feels really, really cool, man. And, you know, that's one of the things. It feels like it's all about that, so I appreciate it.
Jack, for you having the reaction of the crowd on Friday night during your match and then tonight, what does that mean to you?
That's great, dude. It's like it's a completely different game now, kind of that people are back. You know, at first when the fans disappeared, it felt really, really awkward and weird to do. And then over the past, I don't know how long it's been, but more than a year, I kind of got used to that. I kind of forgot what it was like. So to step out there for the first time and to hear that amount of noise is just nuts. And you know, it kind of feels like we're starting all over again, like the very first time I heard it. So it's great.
What do you think about the trajectory of the crowd response and how they react to you?
Yeah.
And how that's built over the last year? And how are you planning to take that energy into your preparations for that beginning?
Well, yeah, Kenny, that's going to be a big one too. It felt cool after not seeing the crowd for so long to see that they're more invested now than they were the last time I saw them. It's weird. I've been doing a lot of these things and you don't hear like an immediate response. So it's cool to see that it's been translating to people at home and all that. And then a big difference now is the song is different, and that when I'm standing back there waiting to go through the curtain. The second it comes on, I can just hear the whole place. And it makes it so much easier to go out there because I'm like, this is what it's all about.
You and Christian shared a moment after. What did he actually tell you? He was walking out of the ring.
He said to take this momentum and go all the way with it. He said a couple things to him. And that, again, that kind of endorsement from him just makes me feel that much better going forward, getting ready to wrestle Kenny, which is huge.
Jack, you came into AEW as one of the youngest signees, and one of the most hyped signees in the process. But it's taken a couple years to finally get to this point.
Yeah.
What have you learned along the way on that journey, and how do you plan on using that momentum going forward, as Christian said?
You know, I think as far as in the ring, I think a lot of my ideas about what I need to do as a performer have kind of changed. I've had a bunch of matches that I feel like the first time I worked with Chris Jericho, I felt the second I touched him, I just became a better wrestler. I don't know how, but it happened. And really, you know, some of the worst people like MJF and FTR, I feel like have actually in some ways taught me a lot. You know, when I look back and see old clips of myself, it almost feels like a different person a little bit, but I see some of the same things in there. And there are so many people here I haven't even wrestled yet. So I'd like to just kind of keep wrestling the best wrestlers in the world and improving every time and see where it takes me.
And you cannot kill David Arquette. You are kind of a threat there for David towards the end.
Yeah.
Have you heard from him since you won tonight, and would you like to see David in AEW?
I've not heard from him tonight. Probably will. He has kids, so he might go to bed a little early.
Fair.
I'd love to see David here. You know, I think some people have conflicting opinions on David and this and that, but I will say he cares about wrestling tremendously. And you know, he's a guy who had no reason really to ever get back in the ring again. And he just decided to go at it full force, which is really how he is in a lot of ways in his life. So I appreciate that a lot, and he's a great guy. So we'll see what happens.
In the last success that you've had so far this year, great matches with Dax tonight. How's the support system from Luchasaurus and Mark?
Yeah, it's great, man. I felt emotional. I didn't know they were coming, but I was on there on the turnbuckle looking out at all the people, and the next thing I know, Marco was there just hugging me. And it felt great, dude. They're, as well as my partners, they're two of my best friends. And I love sharing the ring with them as a team, but it feels so cool to have them there supporting me even when I do my own stuff. So I'm super thankful for those guys.
How important do you feel like adding your new theme music to your presentation has been? Because, like you said, the crowd reacted to you before you even showed up.
This might be too much, but I feel very terrible before I wrestle every single time. And sometimes I'll be walking to the curtain and I'll pull a trash can and throw up right in it and then walk out. I get super, super nervous. And then now, as I was saying, the second that music comes on, I can hear the whole thing back, and immediately it goes away, and I feel I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do it. It always went away to a certain point, but to hear that big of a reaction so immediately, and to see those people having such a good time, just because of the song, it's great, and I think it's going to help me a lot.
Has you talked about like getting like the nerves and stuff like that before. Has that always kind of been like anticipatory anxiety? Has that kind of always been a thing?
Yeah. I think I'm pretty anxious. It's definitely worse sometimes than others. This obviously was a huge, huge night, and the pressure of the people being here, so I was feeling it tonight. But yeah, I'm nervous. I'm a nervous guy.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
How important have shows like Elevation and Dark been getting those reps in so you're ready for Dynamite and big shows like that?
Yeah, it's great, man. In the beginning, I had never been in front of a crowd this size, and even the size of the building was intimidating to me because I was used to tiny little buildings with like 100 people in it. So to be able to look and see it goes way, way back there was like intimidating, and I'd be thinking about all this other stuff other than what I was actually going to do. So to be able to be here in a kind of like stadium environment, and then get those repetitions over the past year, I feel like it's helped a lot.
There were reports that AEW was waiting through the pandemic to give you a big moment and really kind of kickstart what is going to be seen, I'm sure, as many by an Ascension at the top.
Yeah.
Can you corroborate those reports, and is this really, do you feel the culmination for you of everything, and now we're really going to get to see you more in the main event?
Yeah, I'm not fully sure about that. I feel like through the pandemic era, I had some pretty cool moments. I got to wrestle Cody, which felt like a really big one for me.
Sure.
And it was super cool, but in a way it was a bummer to do it in front of an empty arena.
Yeah.
That's something I would have loved to do with all these people here. I feel like I've improved a lot in the time, though, of the pandemic. And I guess it's been frustrating at points wanting to succeed a little more, but I think it's all kind of aligning at the right time. And, I wouldn't trade tonight for the world, so I'm really happy with the way it's all turning out.
You've grown a lot since you started with AEW, and you mentioned the fact of the pandemic and all of the awesome things that you got to do. What do you attribute a lot of your growth to?
I think a lot of it is just the repetition. But as I said, a lot of it's wrestling people who are a lot better than you and have a lot more experience than you do. And not that there weren't those people on the independents and all that, but to get here and like Chris, as I said, a legend, just knows so much. And it just feels different being in there with someone like that. So I feel like to be able to learn from all those people with very different styles for me and thoughts, and I feel like it's changed me a lot. It's helped.
Guys, we have one more question.
When Tony pitched you the theme, how did it feel like? What was your reaction to like getting that new theme and everything like that being all like? So how special did it feel?
About this?
About getting the music.
Oh, the music.
Yeah, the new music and everything.
That was crazy to me. The song originally was Joey Janela's idea, and I'd never heard it before. And he said, you have to come out to this. And I didn't know what it was, and I thought it was like a little bit goofy, but I saw immediately how much people enjoyed it. And that just made me fall in love with it. And then, I felt like my time with it had kind of come to an end when I came here. And it was actually something Tony had mentioned a long time ago, and he was really excited about it. He was like, "I'm going to get it for you. I'm going to get it." And I was like, "All right, well, you know, if you do, that's awesome, but I'm not expecting it." And then I'm not sure exactly how that all works, but he did it somehow right at the beginning of the new year. And I felt like that kind of just changed the game for me, just shot it to a whole new level. He really is the best. He is, in so many ways, so generous and so passionate and excited about so many things. You know, so I'm really appreciative he would do that for me.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
No problem. Thank you, guys.